with the sound of cars passing by and the noisy intersection, a double twin house is located on the side of the street in Avenida do Coronel Mesquita. It seems tranquil and elegant, completely unaffected by the loud surroundings, integrated into the whole environment. It was originally used as a house for higher-ranking officials. Currently, this building has been separated into 4 buildings. One has now become the headquarters of the Architects Association of Macau. There is a history behind the reason why the Portuguese Macau government chose to build the house where it is located. Avenida do Coronel Mesquita is located in the area of the old Monja village, which was the largest among the 8 villages of Macau. The construction of the road provoked much discontent in the past context of already pronounced tensions between the Portuguese and the Chinese populations. After this arduous period, the Avenida do Coronel Mesquita was used for official houses, including the former dormitories of civil servants, green town houses, and this graceful double twin house. After a brief introduction about the history, we will now consider discussing the values and the connection between the community and the building.
This building was done by an architect, a Portuguese architect called Raul Chorão Ramalho. And this modern architect, he was in Portugal. He developed one branch that was the critical regionalism. So it's basically picking up the international style and several brutalist references, and then introducing regional materials and regional considerations, and making those principles fit in the specific place where they are. And in Macau, he did 4 projects. He did the Portuguese school, he did the kindergarten in Guia Hill, he did a tower at Citolo Paici, at Sidónio Pais, for government workers, and he did these houses. So when that building was built, there was a village in front of it, where now is Pakwai car park. So as a user, and I'm glad that I'm a user of that building, there are always lots of different subtle but intentional details around the entire building. So it's a very simple building. These are only 4 buildings, but they are full of intention, and they are full of rigor in the way they are designed and they are conceived. So I think that is one of the best lessons of modernism that we can give, because it has to do with this critical regionalism of really engaging with the communities, engaging with the local techniques, engaging with the local materials, and with the way people use the space. Other thing that we can also notice is, in terms of layout, the layout is quite traditional. So you have a backyard and you have a front yard. This is not normal in modern architecture. So this is a totally traditional typology. So in terms of the way spaces are arranged, it's quite traditional. It's quite fitting to Macau in the 60s, in that time when the building was built. But in terms of the techniques, in terms of the materials, again, common materials at that time in Macau, but done in a very sophisticated way. So many people used concrete before, many people used metal before, but no one used it in such an innovative and in such a detailed and intentional way. That it's a building that is well placed on the site. Again, is not maximizing the floor plan. It's not trying to occupy the full length of the plot. It's not an imposing. It's not a real estate or profit-driven development. It's a development it's a building that wants to give a contribution to the place where it is, and that wants also to speak not just for that small context, but also as a wider responsibility of speaking for the international community as a whole. So to say something also about Macau within the realm of the architectural discipline. This moment, that specific building, the other houses, they still have families living there, that are families that have been living there for a long time. And this building that I'm talking about is the headquarters of the Architects Association of Macau. So on regular basis, the community of architects gathers on that building. So myself as a director, I have frequent meetings over there. So that is the headquarters of our association. So it's a place that we really treasure, and that it's a place at the core of the architecture world in Macau. So I think that it's quite meaningful because it's a building that was designed by a brilliant architect, and it's again amongst that community of architects. We have architects that are of course all based in Macau, but that are coming from many different places and that have studied in many different countries. So it's a building that again all this local community of architects can totally understand.
If architecture could speak, would you want to hear their stories?